Hi, welcome to McCord Library online program. We are here with Dr. Williams, the vet at Hometown Veterinary Hospital here in Northeast. And you're here to talk about animals as part of our summer reading program, Tales and Tales. And the holidays are coming up, 4th of July. People have already started setting off fireworks and stuff. Yes. Any words of wisdom for us pet owners?
So it's important to do a few things to prepare, especially if it's your first 4th of July with your pet, which it is for a lot of people after the year of COVID. So for cats, if you can, it's best just to keep them inside. For dogs, make sure you're outside with them, even if your yard is fenced, because if they start to hear those fireworks, sometimes they just panic and they will find a way out of the yard. You may even need to keep them on a leash, even if they're in the yard. And along with that, you just want to double check and make sure that all of their identification is in order, that they have a collar on with tags, and a microchip is a great way to make sure you have ID for them. Just having a quiet room for your pet where they can kind of be away from the noise, maybe even have like a fan or TV or something on that'll kind of mask the noise for them can be helpful. If your dog's crate trained and finds a crate comfortable, just having that crate time with a little blanket over it might be all they need to be comfortable. But just kind of making sure that they're safe, they're not going to get away, and that they have a place where they can kind of get away from all the noise. In some extreme cases, we'll see animals that actually need medications and different things too. So if you feel like your pet may need more than just that quiet place, then definitely reach out to your veterinarian.
Any hot weather tips for us?
Yeah, for most of this applies to dogs. Cats are fairly self-sufficient, but you want to make sure that regardless, cat or dog, that they have if they're outside a lot, that they have a nice shady area that they can cool off in. You'll see a lot of dogs like to find the bushes or shrubs and dig a little hole and kind of get in that nice cool soil. And that's just a way for them to keep cool. So having a place where they can get out of the sun is big. And of course, plenty of water. Making sure they have water, ideally in a shady area too, and that you have an abundance of water, or that you're checking it regularly so that they can have plenty to drink. For dogs, sometimes you can even make a little treat for them to help keep them cool. You can just take one of their food dishes, fill it with water, and put some treats or toys in there and freeze it, and then on a hot day put it out in the yard and just let them go to town. They'll stay cool and have a blast all at the same time. One of the important things to consider is, especially with dogs with really short noses, so that's like boxers, bulldogs, pugs,
Boston Terriers.
Boston Terriers, yes. And there are some cats with short noses too. But they cannot cool off easily. One of the main ways that dogs regulate their body temperature and stay cool is by panting. And all that air moving through their nose and their sinuses helps cool them off. So when they have a really short nose, they don't have the normal way to get cooled off, so they get hot really easily. So it's important to make sure, especially if your dog has a shorter nose, that you're paying really close attention, that they're not getting too warm and they have access to those nice cool areas. Some breeds even need air conditioning, even just a room with a fan, just depending on how short their nose is not enough. So
Never realized that one before.
We've had some owners get air conditioning in their house for their dogs. So one of the most dangerous emergencies that I see in the summer, thankfully not very often, is heat stroke in dogs or cats from being left in a car. A car can heat up really quickly. It can raise about 30 degrees in just 20 minutes. So even if it seems like a nice cool day, it's only 70 degrees out, you run into the grocery, you leave your dog in there, the car could get up to 100 degrees
You
quickly.
find somebody you haven't seen in a while, you end up chatting, standing in front of the frozen aisle, and you're nice and cool, but your your animal's not.
Yeah, so it can become dangerous very quickly, and it can be deadly. So just don't take the chance.
They're
It's
more
best
than
not to
happy
leave them.
staying home, I would assume.
Yes, yes. And if they do get their hair cut really short, or you have a dog with a really thin hair coat or light colored hair, some dogs actually do need sunscreen, especially around like the bridge of their nose, around their lips, and maybe their ear tips to keep them from getting sunburned. So in some cases, just like a sunscreen made for babies, just an infant sunscreen is fine. If you have a dog that you think is really going to lick it off, or you're putting it around the nose, then you actually want to get one made for pets. Because a lot of the human sunscreens have zinc in them, which can be dangerous for the dogs. So
It's good to
you want
know.
to get one that's safe for them.
Anything else you would like to add for our friends with tails?
um, all year round, but especially in the summer, just parasite prevention. So big one is fleas and ticks. So we just see so many fleas in the summer. In this area, ticks are a big issue as well, even year round. And they both can spread diseases. Animals can bring the bugs into us, and you don't want to find a tick in your bed. That's no fun. And the fleas, they don't do much to people, but they still,
They can
it's
be
not
a
comfortable.
major annoyance.
Yes, they can make you itchy, and it's not fun. But it's even more uncomfortable for the animals. So just a good flea and tick preventative year-round is always recommended, especially in the summertime. And heartworm prevention for dogs especially is a great idea. Heartworms spread by mosquitoes, so obviously a bigger concern in the summertime. Yeah, especially if you're traveling with them, traveling south, even just to like Pittsburgh, we see it a lot more down there. So. It's summertime, a lot of people are traveling with pets too. So again, just like with 4th of July coming up, just making sure you have good identification. Just a microchip that's registered, always have tags on with up-to-date information, because you don't want to have a vacation turn into just a sad time or a stressful time because you're worried about finding your pet.
We recently did a segment with I have to get their name right, Northwest Pennsylvania Canine Search and Rescue Team. And we were discussing how highly developed their sense of smell is. And just for average home dogs, not trained for search and rescue, it was suggested that if your pet does go missing, that if you put some articles of clothing out with your scent on, or their dog bed or whatever, quite often they'll pick up on that scent and return after they've calmed down from whatever reason that they ran away.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Thank you very much, Dr. Williams from Hometown Veterinarian Hospital here in Northeast. And we will post this online for our library community to watch, whether it's on the website or YouTube. And thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.